Have you ever noticed someone doing something peculiar, like a visual tic or a phrase they use more often than most, but didn't want to pry too deeply into their business and find out why they do it? Well, that's what we're dealing with today. Hello Everpony, I'm Dulcet, the Pony of Harmonics, and welcome back to yet another episode of Headcanon. Before I get started, I wanted to mention that I did tally up your votes during my 100 subs special, and the question whether episode is coming, it's just turning out to be a much more daunting task than I had first realized. I even had to call in some help. But until then, I still have videos to make, so it's time to get started. Season 5 had brought to light a lot of the background characters of the show, giving them personalities and stories to flesh them out. The king of continuity himself, M.A. Larson, wrote 2 of those episodes, specifically the one I'd like to talk about today, Amending Fences. Of all the ponies we are reintroduced to in the episode, the first one we meet is Minuette, a bubbly, sweet, and friendly pony the fandom has called Colgate. Though I enjoyed her new character, which is absolutely adorable, I couldn't help but feel that there was something kind of off about her. She was instantly friendly, and didn't have a single bit of hesitation or malice. Even during the dinner with Moondancer, she was the one trying her hardest to keep things happy and entertaining. After watching and rewatching, seeing the observations of other reactors and reviewers, I figured out enough to light the fuse. Minuette is hiding a secret loss. What first triggered my senses was this scene in Donut Joe's shop. Notice how every pony eats their donuts? Twilight, Twinkleshine, and Lemon Hearts all pick up their donuts and take a bite, but Min pulls hers apart before taking a bite. This seemingly small trait has taken me on a wild ride through the episode, when I realized just how important it is to her character. In trying to make sense of her eating habits, I came across Foodology, a food and behavioral habit research center run by Juliet A. Boghossian, a researcher who spent 20 years conducting studies on the subject. Foodology has some big-name clients such as Godiva Chocolatier, Baskin-Robbins, and, get this, Dunkin' Donuts. Minuette's behavior while eating can fall under multiple different characteristics defined by Foodology. By picking her food apart, that makes her a slow eater, observant and appreciative of the now, and being the last one to finish, closing the meal. She could also be an organizer, separating her food, doing her best to avoid conflict while trying to be clean and collected. This could, in turn, also be isolationist in nature, only eating one section at a time, detail-oriented and methodical. And finally, a preparer, one who cuts food up before eating it, a forward thinker that is always anticipating the next move. Admittedly, a lot of these types of eaters can contrast with each other, so I'm going to keep this graphic at the bottom to keep track. Let's go through her appearances in the episode and see if we can narrow it down. Let's start with when we first meet her.
Minuette? Twilight Sparkle! You old so-and-so! What are you
Wait a
doing
second,
here?
pause. Go full screen on this. Her living room is filled with cobwebs and dust? Well, I suppose that would take organizer off the table, if you'll pardon the pun. Let's continue.
Hey, Spike!
Look at these wings, huh?
Hey, grab a picture of me and the princess, will ya? Hi,
Pause. Rewind that. She just grabbed her camera with magic without making eye contact with it. That means she knew exactly where it was in the house. That's extremely detailed, borderline OCD, confirming both organizer and isolationist. What's going on here? At Moondancer's hut, we see her making the best of a bad situation, trying to laugh it off and put every pony into a better mood. And then, during the dinner, she was the one who tried to switch subjects to keep everything going. She's trying very hard to make this work. This friendship matters to her, almost more than Twilight herself.
Huh. Guess they must have gone back to Ponyville.
Whoa, pause. I had passed over this statement multiple times until one of the reactors I watch pointed out that she's so easily accepting of Twilight leaving. Upon closer examination, this is highly unnatural. Twilight herself said that she was sorry for the way she acted, and that she didn't want to be that way again. For her to disappear after saying that should have rung alarm bells in Minuette's head. It's almost as if she's been desensitized to the loss of a pony. Throughout the episode, Minuette has been laser focused on rekindling her friendship with Twilight and Moondancer, going so far as to go along with Twilight on a stakeout for 3 days, and at no point do we see her focus on herself. Even when Twilight apologizes, she speaks for the group, not for herself. In fact, her actions were subtle but deliberate attempts to keep the focus off her private life. Look at when we first meet her. She steps outside, forcing Twilight to back up and have her focus on Minuette in the street. She even gives Spike the camera so his focus is on her as well. Normally when you have a visitor that you haven't seen for a while, you would allow them into your home, or at the very least the entrance, so they don't have to stay outside and they'd feel welcome. This isn't the case for Min, and we never see into her personal life again for the entire episode.
We were your friends then, and we'd be honored to be your friends now.
Minuette knows and appreciates the value of a good friendship, and concentrates all her efforts on making those friendships work, yet is desensitized to them leaving her life. She's methodical and organized, yet we clearly see that her house is dusty and unclean. Plus, have you seen the size of that house that she seemingly lives in alone? Minuette has lost some pony close to her, someone who lived in that house. People who suffer from a tragic loss tend to try to preserve the memories of them at all cost. A good example of this would be the old man from Up. This may mean Minuette doesn't want to touch any of the items for fear of damaging them, and therefore will refuse to clean them. From the loss, she's more appreciative of the ponies around her, and will always focus on them and their friendships. She eats slowly and methodically so that the bonding moments between them will last longer, because any day they could up and disappear. It makes me wonder, just how did she get that cutie mark? Minuette, as happy and lovable a character as she is, has been hiding a secret pain that drives her to be the pony she is. At least that's my headcanon. I'm Dulcet, and if you have anything you want me to analyze or review, you're welcome to leave a suggestion in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to always keep theorizing. You just might wind up right. Thanks for watching.